Schistosoma japonicum. These parasitic worms have a complex life cycle with many stages. The first stage is the egg. It's a round or oval, very small, about 80 by 60 micrometers. With a very small spur on one end, the first stage that hatched from the egg is called a miracidium. And it's not much bigger than the egg. It is a free-swimming ovoid covered with a cilia and could easily be mistaken for protozoan. It has a complex of glands at the front end that are used to penetrate the skin of a snail host. Once inside a snail, the miracidium sheds its skin and cilia, and a metamorphosis into a different shape called a spore cyst. This stage has no mouth or gut. It takes its foods directly from the snail it lives in. Each sporozoite is reproduced asexually, creating daughter sporozoites. These live and grow inside the snail host and completing another round of asexual reproduction. But this time, the offspring have a different structure and are called cercaria. These species reproduce asexually. A male and female worm must mate in the veins of the host before the female can lay eggs. Many other flatworms can produce eggs without mating at first. Female worms produce enormous numbers of offspring. A single mate pair may release 3,000 eggs per day and live for over 20 years through a complex process involving secretions from the egg. And the host's immune system, the eggs are moved through the wall of the vein and into the gut or bladder, where they are excreted by the host. Once they expose to a fresh water, the eggs hatch and the miracidium emerge. When the Schistosoma japonicum enter your body, it could run in your blood or up into your liver, intestine, or your brain. Acute schistosomosis is a systematic hypersensitivity reaction that may occur weeks after the initial infection, especially by Schistosoma mansoni and Schistosoma japonicum. Manifestation includes systematic symptom signs including the fever, cough, abdominal pain, and diarrhea. The distribution of Schistosoma japonicum occurs in the Far East, such as China, the Philippines, Indonesia, and Southeast Asia. The habitat of this species must have snail and vertebrate hosts to survive. The snails is used to live in a warm freshwater stream, ponds, and ditches. The pathogenesis of Japonicum is the most pathogenic of the Schistosoma species because it produces up to 3,000 eggs per day, 10 times greater than the Schistosoma mansoni as a chronic disease. Schistosoma japonicum can lead to Katayama fever, liver fibrosis, liver cirrhosis, liver portal hypertension, splenomegaly, and ascites. The diagnosis of this is the examination of stool and or urine for ova as the primary method of diagnosis. For suspected schistosoma infections, the choice of a sample to diagnose schistosomiasis, it depends on the species of a parasite likely causing the infection. The treatment of these infections with all major schistosoma species can be treated with a praziquantel. The timing of treatment is important since the praziquantel is the most effective against the adult worm and requires the presence of a mature antibody response to the parasite. To prevent and control this infection, avoid swimming or wading in fresh water when you are in the countries in which schistosomiasis occurs. Drink safe water. Water used for bathing should be brought to a rolling boil for 1 minute to kill any cercaria and then cool before bathing to avoid the scalding.